live on YouTube right now. And all right, so let me share my screen with everyone.
Can you share the link with me, please?
Yes, give me 1 second. You share.
Qui est-ce qui veut que c'est? Peut-être pas un aigle là.
Do you guys see my screen clearly? Very good.
Yes.
Okay. I just posted the YouTube link to you on the
chat.
On the chat. Yep.
Yeah.
You don't see it yet?
Not yet.
Hold on 1 second. Did you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you can share. Let me know when you're ready, and then I can begin with the introduction.
You can go.
You are?
Everything is
Okay,
good.
1 second.
Yes.
Wonderful. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Since I know we are globally broadcasting this wherever you are. This is a session, a webinar session, Project Spotlight, Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe, and the Association of Haitian Professionals as part of commemorating the Haitian Heritage Month in the United States. We wanted to spotlight, highlight, as part of preserving, maintaining, and uplifting our heritage, the environmental side of our heritage, which obviously would be in the expression of a botanical garden, which is a project that has been ongoing in the town of Ouanaminthe in the northeast of Haiti. And as the invitation mentioned, Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe is located in the northeast of Haiti, and it's probably not often heard about because it is not the one that everybody hears about. Most often people hear about the one in Okai, which is very prominent, very present. And in this webinar session, we're going to discover the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe as a project, which is led by an esteemed speaker I will be introducing shortly. And I thank all of you who are able to join in on this session. My name is Gilles Charleston. I am a member of the board of directors of the association. I will also be acting as your facilitator for this session this evening. And this session is also being broadcasted live on YouTube. So in case you want to review it later, you can look up our Haitian Professionals, Association of Haitian Professionals channel, and you can find that that session if you want to review it later or share with those in your network. So moving forward on the session this evening, before we begin, we wanted to highlight some general disclosure for transparency purposes. The material for the session being presented is for general educational and informational purposes only. Any views or opinions expressed by a speaker represent solely the views and opinions of the individual speaker, and it has no bearing in relation to the individual's employer or to the Association of Haitian Professionals. So we will be speaking, as I mentioned earlier, about Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, which is located on the internet at www.jardinbotaniquedewanamet.com. And the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, beyond creating, conserving, and showcasing plant collection, its mission is to develop a rich and stimulating environment for interacting with nature. JBO, Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, is a safe and pleasant setting where the different layers of society can meet for outdoor activities, recreational tourism, and above all, discover the richness of our biodiversity as well as the Caribbean flora. You can find more about and stay informed about the Jardin Botanique on their YouTube channel, which is Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe. I'm not sure if you guys see it. Let me make sure you see it. 1 second. I was sharing it and it did not come up. There it is. This is Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe on YouTube. And you can also find their YouTube channel. I'm sorry, their Facebook project Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, which is located on Facebook here. I just wanted to put them and highlight those. And you can find it on the Facebook platform. You can also find another Facebook group that they have, which is called Les Amis du Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, which is located there as well. So these are different ways to stay informed about the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe and their activities, as I mentioned earlier. And the Jardin Botanique, as I did a brief profile of what it is located in the northeast of Haiti, in Ouanaminthe, in the city of Ouanaminthe. So in this session, as I mentioned earlier, my name is Gilles Charleston. I'll be your presenter in terms of facilitating this session. The main presenter for presenting the project itself, Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, will be Monsieur Alex Milhomme, who is naturally more fluent in French and Creole, but will be accompanied by his lovely wife, Marlène Nijimbere, who will be delivering the presentation in English. And then during the Q&A session, we'll have Mr. Alex Milhomme. He'll be able to entertain the questions in English, in Creole or French, and we'll have concluding remarks. Now, before we go into the session itself, again, a brief presentation of who Mr. Milhomme is. Alex Milhomme, you can find him at his email, jardinbotaniquedewanamet@gmail.com. That's one way to stay in touch with him. And Mr. Milhomme teaches environmental history and geography at the Centre de Services Scolaires de Montréal. He holds a bachelor's degrees, respectively in political science and teaching, and a master's degree in administration of education system. He is the founder and project manager for the Ouanaminthe Botanical Garden, Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe. So before we present and hand over the session to Mr. Milhomme, a few events we wanted to highlight that the association will be hosting as part of a continuation of commemorating Haitian Heritage Month. On Tuesday, May 31st, next Tuesday, we have another webinar, Dissecting Creole, Connecting with Your Haitian Heritage, with speaker Serge Bellegarde from the Academy of Haitian Creole in Haiti. And on Tuesday, June 21st, we will be having a resume writing workshop, which is tentatively set for June 21st. And we will have our big event right now, which is the community cookout on June 26th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Valley Mill Park in Maryland. So now, without further ado, I'm handing over the presentation to Madame Marlène Nijimbere and her husband, Alex Milhomme, and Madame Marlène will be delivering the presentation in English for the majority of our audience this evening. Thank you. Handing it over to you, Alex and Marlène.
So thank you, Charles. So hi, everyone. It's a pleasure for Alex and I to be presented the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe during the Asian History Month. So just to present myself, my name is Marlene, and just a moment. So my name is Marlene. So I have a degree in bachelor and master degree in environmental science, and I worked in the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe as a project advisor. So for the first part of the presentation, Alex will do it, and after I will do the second part of the presentation. So I will hand it to Alex to do the second part.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. Located in the locality of Bédou, the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe aims to enhance the Haitian flora. Indeed, its objectives are the conservation, development, and enhancement of collections of medicinal, ornamental, and endemic plants. In addition, the garden aims to pursue research activities and disseminate knowledge in botany and horticulture to all its visitors. The Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe creates, conserves, and showcases plant collections. The mission of the Botanical Garden is to create a rich and stimulating environment for interacting with nature. Indeed, the garden is safe and pleasant setting where the different layers of society can meet for outdoors activities, recreational tourism, and especially to discover all the richness of our biodiversity, as well the Caribbean flora. Our team is made up of talented and dedicated people who do a great job in tough conditions. The demographic explosion and the disproportionate exploitation of natural resources are putting enormous pressure on our biodiversity. The creation of a botanical garden is a solution to compensate for the loss of significant biodiversity in the region. I will let you to Marlene for the second part this presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you, Alex. I will start with sharing the screen for the presentation. Okay, so just first, I just wanted to show you where Ouanaminthe is. Yes.
Okay.
So can everyone see my screen? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is a map of Haiti. So just to show you, so Ouanaminthe is here. It's as Charles mentioned, it's in the northeast of Haiti, and it's close to the border with the Dominican Republic. So we have the city d'Arabon just close to Ouanaminthe. Okay, so I wanted to explain to you how the idea of the botanical garden came about. So Alex, who is originally from Ouanaminthe, went there in 2013 for a vacation, and he was really surprised to see that a lot of green spaces were destroyed and were converted into houses due to the densification of population in the region of Ouanaminthe. So this caused a lot of pressure on the animal species and plant species that were on the spaces that were destroyed, and ultimately can cause a loss of biodiversity. So in general, botanical garden can play a role in the protection of biodiversity. So there's a few roles that they can do, but I just listed a few. So the first one is the protection of endemic species. So endemic species, it's species that you can only find in the specific region or area of the world. They can also play a role in the creation of protected area. So a protected area, it's a space that is only dedicated to the long-term conservation of nature and the ecosystem services that it provides. The botanical garden can also play a role in educating and raising public awareness about the importance of biodiversity. So more precisely, we got for the Ouanaminthe Botanical Garden. So there's few missions. The first one is to create, preserve, and enhance plant collection, specifically the Asian flora. The second one is to protect endemic species. So in Haiti, there's 5,000 plant species, but 36% of them are endemic. And also Haiti is considered the second largest country with the endemic species after Cuba. So it's really important to preserve them, since a lot of them are endangered. And there's the last one, it's to support the local farmer. So the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe is really involved in the community. So for example, since the beginning of this year, we did a few training courses that was offered to the community, especially for the local farmer. So the first training that we did was on the lame véritable, or we can call it in English, it's red fruit. And the training was to teach the local farmer how to produce the lame véritable. So lame véritable is a tree that it's really difficult to produce, since you need special climate condition. So that was the purpose of the training. And also with the lame véritable, it can also, we can extract some flour, and then with the flour, we can make a lot of food, such as comparette, which is really popular in Haiti. And also we did another training, was the composting techniques. So this was a training for the local farmer regarding to use compost as a fertilizer for the land. So to improve the productivity of the land, because with the climate change, we see that a lot of farmers, there's a decrease in the production, and also they use outdated equipment. So with this training, we wanted to show them how to use compost to really increase the fertility of the land, and ultimately to increase the productivity. So what's for the near future for the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe? So there's a few projects that we want to do. The first one is to create an agroecological center. So what are the two main objectives for this center? First, it's to train the local farmer on agroecological techniques. So it's techniques that are more environmental friendly, and they can also help with increase the productivity of their land, and also limit the impact of climate change. We also want to install a program, an education program, to train few technicians, so technician in agriculture, agroforestry, natural risk management, and also territory development. So we want we aim to have 48 students per year. And we want, with that training, we want to reduce the employment in the region, because there's a lot of person that doesn't have a job. And also we want to promote agricultural entrepreneurship, because a lot of young people doesn't see this kind of job as really, they want to do other type of job. That's something that we want to promote. And also we want to create a documentation center. So in the near future, we want to have intern and students that come to the garden. So we want to be able to provide them some computers, and also be able to look at books. So that's why we wanted to create a documentation center. And lastly, we want to continue with the development of the garden. So as of now, we have 3 gardens that we have started to develop. So the first one is the ornamental. The second one is the medicinal plant. And the third one, it's more focused on the Caribbean flora. So how can you support us? So as of now, we didn't receive any funding from the government, Asian government, or any organization. So there's a few ways to support us. The first one is the GoFundMe that we created for the creation of the Agroecological Center. I just put the link in the presentation. that we'll be also able to send you after the presentation. You can also donate money via our website. So it's www.jardinbotanique.com. And lastly, you can participate in a few programs. So we have 2 programs. The first one is Adopt a Plant. So you have the possibility for $20 to adopt a plant, and the employee of the garden will take care of it. And if you want, you can, if you're in the region, you can come and plant it yourself with the help of an employee of the garden. And the other program, it's A Kid, a Tree. So to celebrate the birthday of a kid, so to celebrate the fact that a kid is born or adopted, you can adopt a tree in his name. So the tree will grow with the kids. Sorry for the noise. So lastly, I just wanted to show you a few pictures. So the first one is a picture for the Future Agroecology Training Center. So as I mentioned, we have a GoFundMe. So we estimated that to create this training center, we will need $10,000 US. So for the moment, I think we collected nearly $700. The second picture that I wanted to show you, it's a picture of a nursery that we have in the garden. So we have 2 nurseries with a capacity of 5,000 seedling per production per year. So it means 10,000 seedling per year per nursery. And lastly, this is a picture of an activity that we did last year. So this is a lot of volunteers that we had, and some of them also are from the Red Cross. So I think we have between 20 and 30 volunteers, and the aim of this activity was to participate in the reforestation of the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe. So it was really successful activity, and all the volunteers were really, really happy after the day. So I don't know if anyone have any question that Alex and I can't answer. We will gladly be able to do it.
Hi, this is Margie Katsalis. I do have a question.
Yes.
Go ahead, Margine.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell me a little bit more about the medicinal plants that you are growing? And the reason I ask is because I am doing a research for my thesis on the traditional plants, the traditional medicine of Haiti. And it's a little bit difficult for me to get the exact botanical Latin name for plants that are used in Haiti for medicines. Can you just tell me a little bit more about the plants that you have and what your plans are for that garden, I guess?
Yes, we have a lot of medicinal plants and the garden, but it's the local knowledge with how to use that. But
Right.
we can help you to share with you a lot of information about how our ancestors used that plant in the past. And we are contribute to share this knowledge with the new generation.
So what we want to do with this garden specifically, so we want to put so beside each plant, we want to put the information. So how to use it, what's the purpose, what we can do, because sometimes a lot of medicinal plants are used, I don't know, if you have a cough or, they have specific purposes. So we are started to create the medicinal plant, but it's not finished as of yet. But if you want more information of the plant that we have and what are the purposes, yes, we can share it with you.
Yes, I would love to share some of my research with you, and likewise, I'm very interested in the work that you're doing.
Thank you. We will be really happy to exchange information.
Yes, I will reach out to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question from anyone else? Please unmute your microphone if you need to ask a question directly to the speaker. Speakers, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa. Thank you so much for this great information. My question is, for example, there's a school in Haiti that my organization sponsor, and unfortunately on the grounds, it's all bare, there's no trees. And then we as organization wanted to do a fundraiser so we're able to plant. So the kids can learn how to plant about different plants, like for example, coconuts. And we're thinking of different, so to give them an idea on how to do it, how to grow it, and to learn more about plants. So I don't know, do you go to any school system and give them information on how not to do it? And also how the organization as a fundraiser could give money to the school, so basically so they have plants for the grounds for the kids to learn. That's the question I have. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you for your question. So yes, that's something that we want to do. We want to invite, so as of now, the garden is not open to the public, but it will be shortly. So yes, we want to create some activities with different schools of the region to show them what's the importance of the biodiversity, to show them how to plant different trees, to show them the purpose of, for example, the medicinal plant. So yes, that's something that we have thought about that we want to do in the near future.
Okay, I appreciate the information. I'll definitely get in touch with you, get the information, and then in the future to see if we could connect with the school.
Yes.
Okay, thanks again. And you're doing an awesome job. Thank you for that.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? The floor is yours.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Hi, it's Althea Gray McKenzie. Hi, Jill, how are you? And hello and good evening to the speakers. I'm with the Caribbean community in Maryland, and we're talking a lot about representing our communities through health, food, art, etc. And there's going to be a discussion soon, which I'm going to invite you to once I have the information. And Jill, I'll send this to you as well. Once I have the information about how we look at sustaining our communities. And I wanted to know, this sounds an incredible work and amazing that it looks like you both have done so with the tools that you have in your education. I just will check out the website more to get more details, but what do you do in terms of security? What does that look like for you? And is that an issue at all in terms of protecting what you've already created?
Thank you for the question, but we work with our partners to provide the security, alimentary security for produce more fruit and how to say legume.
Vegetable, but
Yeah.
Yes, vegetables, yes. Yes.
When you mean security, do you mean like what? Just to be sure, what do you mean by security?
So for gardens, often you may have to protect from either the animal population or from those who may want to take your work because you're doing research, right? So how do you protect the space?
So for example, for a few animals we fenced the space.
Yeah, I think, but we work with our partners and the community to manage the security because we don't have the guardian. It's not our approach, but we work with the farmers to protect the garden. We educate them about the importance of the botanical garden of Ouanaminthe and the region. But everyone collaborate with us in the protection of the garden.
And also we have employees, the local farmer are employees of the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe. So they're really close to the Jardin Botanique. So it's like a few minutes. So they can also make sure that everything is good in the garden.
Thank you. It really
I'm not
good to
sure
know.
if we answered properly your question.
Yeah, yes, you have. Thank you both.
So this is Gilles. I have a question to both Alex and Marlène. So the Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe, once it is in operation, will be the second official Jardin Botanique in Haiti. Are there any collaborations already between Jardin Botanique de Ouanaminthe as a project with Jardin Botanique des Cayes? Or is that something you're gonna look forward to develop more collaboration, even though you are in the north and they are in the south? And I know sometimes the terrain may be difficult, but are there opportunities for collaboration, doing activities, joint project together potentially? Can you shed some light on that, please? Thank you.
We work together at the Botanical Society of Haiti, but we don't have we don't see the paper officially, but we work together. We speak.
So, okay, so as Alex mentioned, so there's a society that they want to create for different botanical gardens. So the one in Kai, the one in the Ouanaminthe, and also there's something else that they want to do. Is it Limonade? In
Yes.
Limonade. So yes, we are really, we have a partnership with Monsieur Ouanaminthe, who is the founder of Jardin Botanique des Cayes. And yes, we want to do, like Alex mentioned, to an association with the different garden botanic in Ouanaminthe, and to expand it in other regions also.
Thank you for that response. So I'm gonna do a question in Creole as well, Alex. So avec Jardin Botanique Ouanaminthe là, qui ça ou comptez atteindre comme objectif dans les prochains 6 mois yo, dans les prochains 12 mois qui venir là yo, au point de vue réalisation? Étant donné que son projet lié, qui ça pour penser perspective là et pour ça?
Nous comptons ouvrir Jardin le 31 juillet cap venir là yo, si tout bagay yo continuer aller bien. Donc dans 6 mois nous t'arrêter fini avec centre de documentation qui lui-même déjà presque fini, était pour nous mettre bureau là-dedans et puis mettre quelques ordinateurs qui branchés internet pour moun qui viennent dans le jardin, mais tout pour moun qui fait stage et puis pour futurs élèves que nous pas formés dans le centre de formation. Donc nous avons gagné un centre de documentation qui est opérationnel. Donc local là déjà presque fini, c'est bureau à coordinateur ensemble avec quelques étagères pour une petite bibliothèque que nous pas le mettre. Au sujet de l'autre bagaille, nous n'avons pas aménagé banc dans l'espace là, nous avons mis banc pour les gens qui veulent chita pour faire lecture, pour reposer, pique-niquer, apprécier la nature un peu. Donc, moun sa capable de faire ça, banc yo tout a fini. Nous gagnons un système d'irrigation qui est plus élaboré que nous avons mis sous place. Donc, nous souhaitons que le système ça a venu parce que travail a commencé en pile, le système nous gagne, pas user tout Jardin. Donc, nous avons fait un système par goutte à goutte. Nous espérons que ça a fini tout. Donc, puis, gros difficulté qui gagne dans le Jardin, c'est à ce que nous arrivions à financer toute activité qui gagne. Mais sinon, tout bagage ça a supposé être fini parce qu'en pile nan déjà très avancé pour 6 prochains mois. Qu'on y a là l'autre bagaille pour 1 an. Donc, nous avons au moins commencer centre de formation, commencer construction, parce que son centre de formation qui a un budget d'environ 71 000 dollars américains. Donc, c'est sûr que c'est au-delà de moyens nous. Donc, nous faisons ça, nous café en attendant, en espérant que dans le futur, nous avons besoin de partenaires, que ce soit au niveau des organisations internationales, que ce soit au niveau de l'État haïtien et aussi la diaspora, mon société privée qui voulait collaborer ensemble avec nous pour nous arriver à mettre centre de formation en sous-pied parce que centre de formation extrêmement important pour Jardin Botanique, là, mais tout pour Haïti parce que il y a un gros problème qui gagne dans la question agriculture en Haïti, c'est façon nous produire manger. Donc, nous continuons à utiliser une agriculture de subsistance avec roue, manchette, tant que grands-parents nous qu'on fait. Alors que si nous voulons répondre à besoins qui gagnent qu'on y a, surtout population qui puis grandit, donc nous gagnons un taux de natalité qui est élevé dans la région. Donc, avec 1,3 enfants par femme en âge de procréer, c'est sûr que la population a pas doubler dans 50 ans. Donc, ça fait un pile pression sur terre agricole parce que nous bâti kainan yo. Donc, il faut que nous avons l'autre façon de faire agriculture. Nous faisons agriculture plus intensif, côté que nous utilisons moins terre, mais nous utilisons plus technique, plus machinerie, irrigation, et tout plus connaissances, plus techniciens qui formés. Donc, dans ce sens-là, j'ai un rôle qui est très, très, très important que les capables de jouer dans former techniciens capables accompagner pays vers la transition pour surtout limiter dépendance nous à importation parce que nous-mêmes nous situés dans la frontière là. N'a gardé n'a importé cocoyer, orange, chardec, citron, c'est deux bagages que nous avons fait. Donc une mission nous c'est effectivement ouais qui gens nous ca supporter production locale là et limiter dépendance pays à importation.
So I just wanted to provide a little context for those who are not Creolophone or Creole speakers. So my question to Mr. Alex was, in light of the botanical garden being a project, what are some of the goals or accomplishment to be expected in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months? So he indicated to me that the 31st of July, they are expecting to open the doors of the botanical garden to be operational. And one of the first thing, obviously, as they are working right now, component of the botanical garden is the document center that they would like to be, they expect to be active within that period as well. In terms of being operational, there are some little pieces here and there in terms of furnishings that need to be completed in an office, as well as ensuring that there is space like benches for people to sit and also do some research or look up documentation. But beyond that, they expect many of those steps or accomplishment to be done by July as the day of the opening of the garden. In terms of the next 12 months, you mentioned that they do have a lot of different projects in perspective, like an irrigation system they would like to accomplish, as well as creating long-term the training center in the botanical garden, because a training center has a lot of significance in that part of Haiti, primarily because of the location where that town, Ouanaminthe, is located on the border side. There's a lot of importation of goods that are happening on the border, which is detrimental to the economy of Haiti. And for him, he sees the botanical garden can play a significant role as being a place for training the agricultural workers, the farmers, those who are interested in farming, interested in food production, because Haiti has a high birth rate in the region, and that is putting a lot of pressure on the country, on the territory, in the space. So we need to modernize as part of possibly hosting in the training center sessions using more modern machinery, using more modern tools, using more modern knowledge to improve the production of food in the country and to be able to feed more people so that we can diminish on the level of import that we are incurring, whether it's in regards to the United States or Dominican Republic, which are the two major traders of Haiti at this time. So I try to kind of summarize and synthesize everything that Mr. Alex said, just to make sure that our audience who are English speakers can understand. So I don't know if there are any questions from what was said or any new questions, actually.
Yes, Jill, I have a question because you were talking about just in the translation, there was something about I think an amount that was mentioned. Could you say if I'm correct or speak to what that meant?
An amount?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was the amount or if it was maybe, oh, it was about the months. I was looking for how much, even though there's time, how much would they need to get to their 6-month goal and then to their 12-month?
Okay. So let me ask him direct. Tu veux poser la question, Marlène? Alex? You are on mute. You are on mute, Marlène and Alex.
So what Alex mentioned earlier is that we need $70,000 US to have the agroecological center. So I think that's the amount that you were referring to.
I think that is correct. That is the amount. Thank you, Marlène, for clarifying. So did you hear the response, Althea?
I'm trying to understand it. When I hear 70,000, is it 70?
Yes,
or
70,
70, yeah.
70 and 3 zeros after. Yes, for the training center. For the training center, yes.
And then in terms of what they would need to start and to be where they are in 6 months and then in 12 months, there's a plan for that. Is that correct?
So the question, Alex, the question to you, la question qu'elle pose, est-ce que tu as un plan pour les 12 mois à venir? Parce que tu dis que tu aimerais avoir $70,000 pour mettre en place le centre de formation. Est-ce qu'il y a déjà un plan défini pour assimiler ces fonds et essentiellement dépenser ces fonds dans le cadre du centre de formation?
Oui, tout bagage censé prêt, donc gagner architecte qui travaille sous dossier, qui tracé plan, donc gagner ingénieur là qui déjà bon nous devis, donc un projet qui écrit concrètement déjà sous à un devis qui bien détaillé sur comment on a utilisé fonds pour nous capable construire centre là, donc nous capable soumettre nous projet par courriel avec un peu de plaisir. Et puis, oui, nous gagnons un plan de développement tout pour Jardin parce que il y en a pas notamment fait tout, c'est construire un village d'antan. Donc, village d'antan, c'est une série de petits cailles qui étaient gagné, qui est très écologique dans le passé. Ensemble avec des instruments que nous avons utilisés par le passé pour permettre aux gens qui viennent visiter Jardin à faire une sorte d'immersion dans l'histoire paysan pendant que la découvrir toute une série de bagages nous avons gagné, comment nous qu'on vive dans tant longtemps. Donc, nous comptons mettre vêtements, nous comptons mettre toute une série de outils que nous avons utilisés longtemps dans le village d'antan pour permettre un visiteur vive une immersion complète dans l'histoire d'Haïti et dans l'histoire région.
Très bien, thank you. So, Althea, to this question you asked, you said yes, in terms of the $70,000 that they would like to collect to be able to put in to implement this training center. They do have a plan, and they do have a plan for the entire botanical garden that they can also share with you, upon request, to kind of highlight where the objectives are and what their roadmap looks like. And along the line of the context of the garden, they also, in terms of that plan, they would be they are planning or considering putting an ecological space where, for example, they would have they will be showcasing the architecture of old days, old times in the context of the rural area in Haiti, where Ouanaminthe is, so that they could show the beauty of that, but more importantly, share that from a point of view of historical records as well with the population, but also promote that with the population and those visitors who come by to visit the garden. So that's, to answer your question, yes, there is a plan, and he can also share that plan with you via email if interested. And by the way, a lot of the links about the GoFundMe, we will be emailing those to everyone as well who participated in the session, in case you're interested to support, as well as a copy of the presentation as well. But remember also, as Alex mentioned, Alex and Marlene in the presentation, they are looking for volunteers too. So as volunteers, for example, right now, I believe both Marlene and Alex are located in Canada, in Quebec. So they are from a French-speaking province in Canada. But right now, the foundation that they created in Canada to collect funds on behalf of the Botanical Garden in Haiti is called Les Amis du Jardin Botanique, the Friends of the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe. And they are only able to obviously collect funds in Canada. But if anyone who's here on the US side would be interested to help them set up something in the US, they would love that collaboration as well, because the merrier, the more hands on deck, the merrier the outcomes as well. So again, that's part of this presentation, to reach a broader audience, to promote the idea and see what's out there, and bring more collaboration and more opportunity to work together for betterment of that part of Haiti.
Absolument. Merci en pile.
Merci à vous-même too. Any more questions from anyone else? Okay, so before we go, a couple of things I wanted to do. We had promised a drawing, a prize drawing for the attendees of the session. And I know we have attendees that are not, I know we have people from different locations here. I know we have Pierre Sanchez. Are you in Canada? Is that someone you know, Alex?
Yes, it's our coordinator in Haiti for
very good.
In the Botanical Garden.
Okay, good. There's another Pierre as well. I don't know if it's the same person, because he didn't register. That's why I'm asking. Go ahead.
I'm a different one. How are you guys?
Hi. You're a different Pierre?
Yeah, different one, yeah.
Okay. How did you find out about the event?
I'm Alex's friend.
Oh, you're Alex's friend too. Okay, good. Very good. So I wanted to do the drawing. So the drawing is really for a gift. And the gift we were thinking about was primarily admission to another event of the association in Maryland. But since we have folks from different locations, so we're probably just gonna give like an Amazon gift card. So it will be easier wherever you are, you can actually take advantage of it. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with the drawing. So you know we're being transparent here. So can everybody see the screen? So each person that signed up for the event, Nancy, Sabina, Wendy, Eniola, Eugenia, Christine, Wilson, Christine, Althea, Lisa, Margie, Kersey, Dominique, Gerald, Pierre. I believe, is anybody else that I'm missing here? That I'm not citing their name, who's on attendance right now? Hello, please let me know because I'm gonna do the
Yeah,
drawing.
there is two Pierre.
I know there's
Also,
two Pierre. So,
yes,
so which one? There are two Pierre.
yes.
I'll add the other Pierre as well. So one is Pierre S. What is the other Pierre?
Yeah, Pierre Marcel.
Pierre Marcel. So Pierre M.
Yes.
So Pierre M is 15. Pierre Marcel is gonna be 16. Sorry. So now we have each person is assigned a number from 1 through 16. And then I'm gonna do a random generator to generate the number, the winning number, okay? So whoever wins will get an Amazon gift card for attending the session. All right, so 1 second. Random number. Where are you? Okay, here it is. Let me show it to all of you. So 1 through 16. We're gonna have 1 through 16. Let me share my screen right now. 1 second. Can you guys see my screen? All right, so this is a public site called Random Word Generator. So we're gonna generate a number from 1 through 16. And then whoever we get, whatever number we generate will be the winning number. So I wanna be transparent. So going once, twice. All right, it says 15.
Woohoo!
So let's look at who's number 15. So number 15 is Pierre Marcel.
Yes, sir.
So Pierre Marcel, I'm gonna need your email. If you can put your email in the chat
Good.
so we can have you on the list
I
and
had
email
the,
you the Amazon gift card.
I had the feeling that I was going to be the winner.
Well, it's your lucky day.
Yes.
Please send your email so we can send the link to you.
Yeah, I sent it already.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Wonderful. So my only concluding remarks in regards to today's session, I want to thank all of you for attending, and I want to thank Alex and Marlene and your lovely baby who also attended as well. He gave us his contribution. Is it a he or she? The baby.
It's a she.
It's a
It's a she. Okay, so she gave us her contribution as well. Welcome and thank you for your presence. And thank you, Alex, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to showcase the work that you're doing in Ouanaminthe, your hometown. And we look forward as an organization to play our part in sharing with the public, the audience, the good work that you're doing and how they can be involved and in volunteering, in doing their support from a fundraising perspective. So I want to encourage you, personally myself as a facilitator in the session, continue your fundraising activities. The GoFundMe is a good way to get a lot of the global presence for supporting your activities. And we hope this is not the last collaboration in terms of us, the Association of Asian Professionals, and you on behalf of the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe. And we look forward to growing this relationship and work with you. When I go to Haiti in Ouanaminthe, I hope to visit the Botanical Garden, and I hope to meet Pierre Sanchez, who's on the Zoom call as well. and the other team members as well. On behalf of the association, thank you this evening for showcasing the good work you're doing in Ouanaminthe. And especially yesterday was the International Day of Biodiversity, which is another good reason why I think the choice of the botanical garden in Ouanaminthe was a good one for the choice of this week of a webinar. I don't know if anybody else wants to add anything else, or if you want to add anything else, Alex, any parting words before we close the session this evening?
Thank
Or
you.
Marlene, or I should say Marlene too, sorry.
Thank you very much for these opportunities. We are very, very glad to be here. Thank you very much. But the Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe, thankful about you. Thank you very much.
So thank you for everyone who attended this meeting. And I know there's a few that wanted to share with us some information, so we will gladly do it. So just send us your information and we'll be talking for the specific question that you had.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your week. And keep up the great work, Alex and Marlene and Botanical Garden of Ouanaminthe. Until next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.